Are you thinking about writing a book this year and wondering about how much it costs to self-publish your book? Then this video is for you. As you may know, several of my books are self-published. So why would anyone choose self-publishing over traditional publishing? 1, self-publishing is faster. You can get a book into readers' hands at a remarkable speed when you self-publish. There's really no limit. It all depends on how fast you and your contractors can work together. 2, self-publishing has a higher ROI, or return on investment. When both a literary agent and a publisher are taking a cut of your advance and royalties, that doesn't leave you with much. If you're willing to forego the big financial boon on the front end and save it for the back end, there's an opportunity to make a lot more money. 3, self-publishing is freedom. You choose the content, you choose the formatting and size, you choose the cover, you choose the release date, you choose the retail price. You choose. And you get to respond directly to what your audience wants. For instance, when I pitched one of my books, Keep Teaching, to a literary agent and a publisher, they didn't think there was a big enough audience for a devotional book for educators. I knew otherwise. I had been a teacher myself, and I had spoken to countless teachers across the nation in my travels as Texas Secondary Teacher of the Year. I knew people would love a devotional book for teachers. So when no publisher wanted it, I self-published it. And that book has sold more than all of the others combined, including my traditionally published titles. So if you've decided to self-publish, then how much does it cost? Well, that depends. You can go the super cheap route, but you really do get what you pay for. So I would think of it as an investment in making the best possible book and refrain from taking shortcuts. Here's my advice if you self-publish. 1, hire an editor. This is so important. Good editors may charge a flat fee for the project, or they may charge by the word. Check online for current prices before you sign a contract. It really depends on the length of your book, but a general guideline is $1,000 to $4,000. 2, hire a book designer. Please do not try to do this yourself. Your artist friend is not the best choice. There are important design principles for both the cover and the interior that are specific to a book, and the software required to typeset a book is far too complex to learn it on a whim. A novice would never be able to create a professional-looking book. A full manuscript is a massive amount of text, so it's best to call in the experts. I can spot books that were created on Microsoft Word from 50 yards away. You'll never be sorry you paid an experienced designer. People really do judge a book by its cover, so your designer is taking on an enormous responsibility of helping you sell your book, and they are worth every penny. Readers will never get to the inside of your book unless they are drawn to the outside of your book. So a good designer may charge you around $1,000 to $4,000. 3, obtain your ISBN and barcode. Your ISBN is your International Standard Book Number, and it differentiates your book from any other book on the market, even ones with the same title. It's a 10 or 13-digit number that you register with Bowker Identifier Services, found at myidentifiers.com. You can purchase one ISBN or a block of ISBNs for future use. When you register the ISBN, you will need some basic information, including your desk jacket copy and author bio. Your ISBN will be associated with a barcode, which you also purchase at Bowker. Your designer will want to put that barcode on the back of your book. Plenty of videos on YouTube will walk you through obtaining your ISBN and barcode with Bowker. These 2 purchases will run you about $125 at the time of this recording. 4, choose your type of printing. Your cover designer will deliver a PDF of your cover spread, as if you were looking at your book opened wide, with both the front cover and the back cover showing at the same time. They will have used a precise spine calculation to determine the exact measurements based on the number of pages in your book and the width of the paper that you've chosen. It's a specific process. That is one more reason that I insist that you use a designer instead of trying to create a book cover all by yourself. The interior designer will deliver a PDF of your interior pages as well in a single page-by-page view. Now, You need to decide how you will print your books, and there are 3 ways. Option A, offset printing. This is a form of printing that provides high volume printing for the lowest price per book, but the highest expense up front. An offset printer will create giant metal plates from your PDFs of the cover and interior, and they will print your books by loading the ink onto the metal plates and running paper through a printing press. With offset printing, typos and mistakes are costly. The metal plate must be recreated for every typo you fix, even if you only want to fix 1 letter. And if you've already printed 5,000 books, then all of those books will still have the mistake in them, even if future books do not. When books are printed this way, they must be stored in a garage or in a warehouse or shipped when purchased. One of the dangers is that the longer the books wait to be sold, the chances are that they'll be damaged by accidents, temperature, insects, or passing time. Offset printers will only print large print runs at a time, so it's a significant investment to go this route. Also, there's the additional detail of having page numbers in multiples of 16. Offset printers use paper that has been folded into 16 sheets called signatures. That means you may need to include advertisements if you have some blank pages at the end, or you may not be able to include the advertisements that you want to if there are not enough pages left in the signature. Depending on how many copies you want to print, this could have a price tag in the tens of thousands. This is because they will not print less than 1,500 books in each print run. I offset print my first self-published book in 2011, and I paid $7,500 for 1,500 copies. Now, it would be a lot more. Option B, digital printing. If you choose a digital printer, you have a lot more control, but you pay more per book. The price to offset print a book might be $1.50, while the price to digitally print a book might be $7.50. The advantages are that there's no minimum print run. So you can print a small amount of books for a few $100s instead of a large amount of books for tens of thousands of dollars. Digital printing does not require metal plates to be created because it works more like a large computer printer rather than a printing press with ink. Therefore, making a change or correcting a mistake comes at very little cost and almost no additional time. A digital printer is not tied to a specific number of pages per book either. There are no signatures. You don't have to work in multiples of 16. You will still have to store and ship the books, though. You just won't have to store and ship as many. Offset printing offers ink that is slightly more durable than digital printing does, and it's possible that the colors may have slight variations, but most readers will never be able to tell the difference between a book that is digitally printed and one that is offset printed. The quality of most digital printers is fantastic. I use them all the time. Again, the price tag for printing this way depends on how many copies you desire. You can choose much smaller batches. The most recent digital printing order I made was about $600 for 100 copies. Finally, if you choose either one of these printing options, think about where you're going to put all of those books. Please avoid storing your books in your garage. Inevitably, they will be damaged, just like I said before, and you will grow to hate them. Treat yourself like a professional and invest in warehousing. Look for a distributor with warehousing space to store your books and systems in place to take your orders and ship your books with ease. Option C, print on demand. Known as POD, this is by far the easiest way to self-publish, although it does have the smallest profit margin. But the beauty is that you don't have to pay anything to publish your book. Ta-da! When a book is print on demand, it doesn't even exist until a customer clicks a purchase button. When that happens, the wheels go into motion immediately, and a book is printed and sent directly to the reader. There are no warehousing or shipping concerns for the author. The sales tax and shipping costs are incurred by the online retailer, which is such a relief. The online retailer also gets a cut of the sale, which means the author gets even less than if they had chosen digital printing. But there might be even more sales because online retailers like Amazon are search engines in and of themselves and can bring in some readers that wouldn't have found you any other way. If you choose to work with a print-on-demand printer, I recommend Ingram Spark. That's who I use. You'll be able to find many up-to-date instructional videos to walk you through the process of uploading your first book. And the moment you do, it will be available on Amazon and most major online retailers like Barnes & Noble. You'll be compensated for your book sales every 90 days, so don't expect them right away. The freedom available for a self-published author is outstanding, as long as you're willing to take on the expenses on the front end, as well as the responsibility of project management. You stand to create so much more income on the back end. And if you're anything like me, you will cherish the choice that comes with self-publishing. I'm hesitant to give up design control and content control now that I've learned how to make it work so well. But in order to be a self-published author, you're going to have to develop a powerful ability to choose more than just production elements. You're going to have to learn to choose yourself. There are no gatekeepers to tell you if your book is good enough, like there are in traditional publishing. You have to be the one to take the risk and allow readers to respond to it, even before you feel ready. With the right perspective, that won't be difficult. Think of it this way. When you became a Christian, you committed to following Jesus, right? The Bible says that he was the first one to choose you. So if you're really going to follow in his footsteps, you know what that means, don't you? Then you have to do what he did and choose you too. If this video was helpful to you, please show some love and generosity and subscribe, like, comment, and share it with others. And if you're a new Christian author or desire to be, you will enjoy my step-by-step plan for writing, publishing, and marketing your amazing book. It's called Page 1 to Page Done.